Oh, good evening, everybody. How's it going? Just finalizing getting stuff set up, and then we should be good to go, I think. Just a couple little bits. Some minor technical difficulties. I'm getting the initial stuff set up. So we are a little bit more behind, but not too much. That's the usual here, though. If everything's going right on when I'm in live streams, I think something is definitely wrong. Preparing a quick little poll. Because I have a couple little ideas for the first race or for the replacement for the Porsche 911 GT1. I kind of wanna toy with what people's interests are. I'm also just getting registered for the actual series. We have two ideas here for this. So this is replacing the Porsche Cup series, or not Porsche Cup, sorry, the Porsche 911 GT1, if I could speak properly. And we've got a safe. We've got a crazy idea, and then we've got a safe idea. Kind of similar things. They're both like lower single make GT run cars. Yes, as I said, one, I've gone off the deep end. I've gone sufficiently mad to think it's a good idea. But I'm fully willing to do it if other people think it's also a terribly great idea. And the other one, it's pretty tame. Just where are we at? Red Bull Ring. Almost forgot. Okay. Get rid of the starting soon text because we have started. There we go. Oh, I didn't. Well, doesn't matter. Just driving the track. That's kind of what I need now. I don't really care too much about the fuel and tires. We likely know where that's going to be. So, excuse me. I feel like I'm missing something. I can't think of what that is for the life of me. I'm just gonna hope it's nothing important. And, carry on. I don't think there's anything I'm missing. Nothing that's immediately jumping out to me. But I could actually get driving. Yeah, just to reiterate, there is a poll in the chat. 2 options for the replacement for this first slot on a Tuesday for the 911 GT1-98. We have a more crazy option, and we have a more safe option. You could say neither, and I am forced to go back to the drawing board and reconsider my life choices, but those are kind of my 2 headlining sort of ideas that I have at the moment. The Porsche Cup GT4 was actually my first one. I remembered it was a real-life thing. It's a real-life series. I thought, oh, that could be interesting. Because it's one of the support build for the touring cars. A little bit wide there. Survived first lap though. So I'm too busy looking at media player rather than the actual game. Let's turn the music down, it's a little loud. Yeah, that was kind of the idea behind that one. Obviously, UK tracks. Club circuits. And, yeah, the BMW short ovals. But one of them's not exactly short, intermediate, but it's close enough. All the others will be a mile or less. Ooh. Maybe even a road course derivative in there somewhere. But I did some testing with it, and I think it could work. It's an interesting... It's an interesting matchup. Oh, that's a cut. Good to know. I don't know. Get your Matsui. I. Great start. My rears are cooked. Oh no, it doesn't want to go straight now. Yeah, there we go. Oh my god. I think I need the ambulance. Mostly to just check that I'm fucking thinking straight. All over the bloody place. But yeah, as I said, obviously, poll on the top of the chat. Yeah, do take a look if you are interested in taking part in these races. Whether you are or are not racing tonight. Even if you want to spectate, you want to see some chaos unfold. But I would prefer that if you are voting, you are actually going to be there. For at least 1 or 2 of the races. But obviously, I have no control. So, do whatever you like. Really. I do have the main series lined up as well, so it's not like these are going to be the double billing. I do have something lined up for the main slot. I think it'd be quite interesting. It might be a dud completely. Next season for me might be a big dud. But I'm trying shit. I do have some slightly more ambitious plans as well that maybe I'd like to do for a future series, but I need to think about those a bit more and work out some things maybe with the boss man. See if those are actually like possible. First things before I even really commit to doing them. But yeah, this season there. I'm beginning to get into the rhythm here around Red Bull Ring. It's been a while since I've raced here, so I wasn't terribly sure how well this would go. Well, it seems to be okay. I have no idea how my pace is going to be relative to everyone else, but as long as I can keep my own around the track, that should be okay enough, I'm hoping. Only at 96% grip right now as well. I guess is good. Minimum grip. Help get me a bit better prepared for the actual thing. Better to deal with less grip than more. Maybe in qualifying actually, because qualifying will be lower grip. Of course, in qualifying I'll probably be on the soft tires. But you know. Same logic applies. Better to practice on the hards than to do all my practice on the softs. And then switch to the hards and be like, uh-oh. I suddenly have no grip. Let's forget this track is like curb central. You really can just... You really do just hit the curbs every... Oh, I've blown that apex by a country mile. There we go. Actually, that was... I came back all the time I'd lost there in the final corner. Crazy. Ah, overcooked it. Oh well, server time, so I can now overcook it for real. A first couple of votes in, split 50-50, that's what I like to see. That isn't actually what I'd like to see. I would like to see a definitive answer. A 50-50 split, I think, would probably be the worst case scenario. Where it's like, shit. I'm gonna piss off like 50% of the people. If that was like the ultimate outcome. But yeah, do keep those votes coming in. This poll is going to be open, obviously, all the way through the stream. I I look forward to seeing what you guys think, any comments you might have as well. All ears. As I said, I thought I should probably put I've gone for a more ludicrous idea and a more safe idea. Not that the safe idea is inherently bad. It was the original thought that I had before I went off the rails. But, like, you know. I like doing crazy things from time to time, but it's, I want to make sure that this time I'm not overstepping a boundary, maybe. A boundary maybe is the wrong word, but, like, going a step too crazy. I mean, the series could still pan out like a complete dud, but, I have done it before where I have run a series and it really hasn't panned out very well. Which, fair enough. People are never forced to do it if they don't want to. I wouldn't want people to be here if they didn't want to. But yeah, obviously, we kind of need... in order for this to keep going, we kind of need a mutual agreement between both sides that what I'm doing is at least relatively fun. Shit. Penalties galore. Just seeing how much more aggressive the fuel consumption is when you double it. Come on, not count. Oh, I went just a little too wide, didn't I, in the final corner? Or first corner, sorry. I'm here, yeah. Hey, Donnie. Cheers for the luck. I will need it. I'd actually ironically say I've probably been stronger in your series this season than I have in either of mine. Has been some potential here in the old Porsche, but I keep blowing it. Blowing away good chances. Ooh, I nearly crashed on the out. Exit. That would have been terrible. So we got a little bit more support in for the crazy there. Good to see. might be better carrying this corner in 4th gear, I'm not sure. Oh, Bill's gonna let me go. Nice of him. Albeit I might just fuck it up. Then he'll be instantly regretting it. Not a lot of corners here, but they're pretty much all broken up by big old straights, so it's pretty bad if you get them wrong. It's all about the momentum you carry out. I already fucked up on that first one, so we're off to a great start. Even better start. Big corners down and 3 terrible corners. This lap is just awful. Surprised if I actually clock a good time here. It's not felt great. Oh, I didn't slow down enough. Yeah, it's absolutely bad. Especially with the grass. Oh no, okay. Just avoided track limits. My softs are likely going to be too killed to go again. We're going to try anyways. 28.8. Pretty risky, but these tires aren't much cop. Oh yeah, this might be a risk too far, but we'll see. Oh. Okay. Get back out there. Got time for another run though, so we're not in bad company. And that first run was enough to net us currently P3. And the track will be a bit more gripped up next time, so I didn't realize the tire wear on the rears was going to be so aggressive. That's going to be interesting to see. I didn't really think about that. Okay. Too wide. One last crack at it. Wasn't the best exit I could have got him, but it wasn't the worst either. Okay. Kind of uneven. It's okay. Get the power down out of those corners there. Yeah. But we are in the positive, which is good. Oh no! Oh. Yeah, it's a lap done. We cut the track. Got into AC, so. Ooh, 27 minutes. Crikey. 23 minutes. Okay. I'll go 62 just to be safe. Ooh. We're back to 50-50 on the votes again. Able to look out for in the race at least. Yeah. Ugh. I'm gonna do it in the race 100%. 100%. I'm at risk to drop down to P5 even. Depends on how Robert is trending. Plus 0.0 apparently, but... Actually, wait, no, yeah, he's on a 2-minute lap. Never mind. Like, I'm reminiscing when I spin a collar, there's some truth in it at least. Okay, yeah, there we go. Did him. Bill, though. Good lap. 4 attempts ahead of everyone else. Tony's hit to check what Pat thinks said about the average. Oh, yeah, he was proper slandering off the finish earlier, yeah. Drama. Yeah, I was kind of hoping in at least one of these races somebody would forget to put on the hard tires and have their tires just explode in the race, but I think even in the first round everyone just run the hard tires. Because it's kind of... You run anything else here and you're pretty much screwed. This car absolutely... Like, the soft and the medium to the hards is such a huge gulf. Oh, struggling for grip out of there. But I beat Taro, I think. Not if I put you first. Yeah. He's lethal. Miko's right behind me already. Jesus Christ. He's plowed through the field. Oh, dirty, yeah. So what I'm capable of yesterday, no remorse. Yeah, exactly. Absolute fiend. Oh. I'm getting like no traction at the way he's gonna have me here. Blind and sinker, I think. Ooh. All over the fucking road. Oh, where the hell's Phil's going? He's out the road as well. Sounds like terrible wheel spin, but we're pretty evenly matched off the exit. Couldn't keep up with SimRacing setup for experience, what I'd like. Tara backed out. Oh, I overcooked it a little bit though. That's when I knew I was ready for the death pit of iRacing. I got out of iRacing at the right time, is what you're saying. Actually, I was out of iRacing before I even started SRS. So full engage just kills people in CS. Oh dear. That didn't really work. Well, that was a bit close. Ooh. Alright, well, I'm lost. There's definitely been one of those series where it was a lot better in testing. I don't... I'm kind of conflicted on my opinions on this car after this series. There's some things I don't mind about it. I don't hate the inherent way it drives. Honestly, the main thing I don't like with this car is how awful its steering lock is. Like, you get, like, no steering in this thing. Which means you basically can't save any slide. I guess also just, like, how much it hates curbs. It's very sensitive over, like, any kind of bump. Ah, come on. It's just a really strange car. Well, it's also, like, it's a turbo car, so you want to, like, have the throttle down on corner exit, but, like, it didn't lose any. Yeah, I didn't lose any spots right there. Again, on this car when we used it. Yeah. It's a strange one. A very strange one. One of those cars where what you had in your head and what it's actually like are like two completely different things. I kind of thought it'd have a little more grip than it actually does. I hoped it would have had more steering lock as well. Like, this thing can barely turn for shit. And yeah, like, it feels really weird on throttle as well. I was kind of convinced at first that it had traction control, and then I realized it didn't. But it's just... I thought it did because it's just so lethargic on throttle at low RPMs, but that's just because the, I guess the turbo does most of the heavy lifting to get it going. Someone's had an incident, I think. Doesn't seem like it was a major one, though. It's different to the AMS2 one, which I was quite used to at the time, yeah. I mean, I think AMS2 also just has quite a different way of handling grip to AC. Which is another sort of thing. The more and more I push AC and the more and more I play other sims like LFS, R-Factor, AMS2 and the likes, I definitely have grown to dislike AC's tire model more and more over the years. Oh. God damn it. Again, could be worse. Could be ACC, could be race room. But, oh, Mattia might have had a bit of an off. Maybe not, never mind. he just went a little wide. But, I think at least in terms of, like, the more modern sims, I think AC is definitely on kind of the weaker end of the spectrum. So this is telling me I might have to fuel save, which is crazy. I was kind of hoping that wouldn't be the case, but I guess maybe my spins in qualifying fucked my average. Which isn't good. Before I moved to UK playing, and it's too a lot than doing RFQB. It's tough to get used to the cars in the same class in AC, yeah. R-Factor 2, or doing Historics in R-Factor 2 has kind of ruined Historics in AC for me. That's not to say I hate Historics in AC, they're still fun. But it's like, you can't really drive them the way you're supposed to. AC just doesn't really gel with that. And I haven't driven AMS2 in a while, but I'd say at least R-Factor 2 and Live for Speed, I'd say in my opinion at least, I'd say they are better tire-wise than AC. And I will happily stand by that. The problem is, oh, Phil must have had enough. He's dropped way down. He was right at the front. That's unfortunate. I think when you start looking under the bonnet for AC, though, you begin to realize... it's not a bold statement unless you think AC is the only true sim. That's true. But I do think a lot of people still do very blindly praise AC, but it's like, AC is great because A, the community, and B, it's the one that works the best all around. It ticks most of the boxes. You know, all the others have, like, some kind of issue, I feel, that kind of holds them back. From being a proper kind of replacement. I do also think one thing that does actually really help AC is the fact that Kunos don't touch it anymore. It is kind of annoying in other sims when, like, you get something going, then the developers go and update and everything, and it breaks all the mods and whatever. Or, like, compatibility for certain things, or just changes your experience of things. That's kind of one of the things that drove me away from AMS2 back then. Was they just kept changing shit, and I couldn't be bothered to keep setting up things again. You know I can boot up AC, and no matter how many times I boot up this car and this track, it's always going to be the same. Which I guess is kind of ironic, because obviously all sim devs now want to, or game devs in general, kind of want to support their games till the heat death of the universe. You know, they want everything to be a service now. But, yeah, ironically, I feel like some of the most played games to this day are, you know, are ones where that are, like, relatively old, are the ones where the developers just don't touch them anymore. That's not to say that these sims getting updates long into their lives is a bad thing. You know, I haven't tried some of the new physics changes they've made, but I've seen the new graphics they did for Racerum, and it looks pretty nice. Racerum used to look really outdated, but now it definitely looks a lot prettier. I still wouldn't go back to it, because my main problem was the driving, not the visuals, but, you know. Credit where credit's due. They set out to make it nice to look at, and I think they largely succeeded. I do think that one sort of paradoxical thing that kind of breaks AC physics-wise for me a little bit is, at least compared to all the other sims, this is the one that I've peeked behind the curtain the most of, you know. I've looked into, like, various car mods and stuff, and I kind of have an idea as to how the physics are built in AC for the cars. Whereas in, like, other sims, I haven't really done any kind of fiddling around on that level. Also, just that I've played it so much. But yeah, when you do start, like, tearing, like, looking like how AC cars are actually built from, like, how they're actually, like, sort of interpreted in the game files and whatnot, you do really begin to realize that AC's simulation is kind of primitive. And it does give you quite a lot of freedom in some aspects, because you're not having to conform to some tight set of, like, principles. You could put in whatever fucking numbers you like and create something that is just an absolute undrivable abomination if you really wanted to. But it's, at the same time, it's like, you know, 90% of how, well, maybe not 90%, but a lot of things are just handled through lookup tables. The game says, oh, we've reached this state, what should I do? And it's just whatever number you've put in. It's like, oh, okay. You know, it's all just arbitrary, really. Which, again, as I said, does give a lot of options for freedom, but, it does also mean that you can just completely fudge the numbers. And the system isn't really going to care. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw a few streams ago when we bought out the, or when I bought out that, the custom Lotus 98T that I had, effectively corrupted. So I was like, oh, what kind of, like, how, like, stupid can we make things? while still making a car that is at least somewhat drivable. Well, I think I succeeded in that regard by making something that was just drivable, but also completely makes AC question everything. It's not happy when I put that car on the track. Oh, Phil's gone off again, I think. He has, but I think he just rode the curb like I did, so I took for tat there. Seems like we should be relatively okay on the fuel. See, I couldn't have actually settled into this rhythm earlier on, though. I've actually been ticking off, I haven't really been paying too much attention, but I've been ticking off a pretty consistent rhythm. Whilst I've just been chatting shit. I had to fuck up everything. The first few laps. We should have plenty of fuel though to finish this off. Which is good. AC cars have horns, all can have horns, missing on some so-called sims. True. That is very true. Actually, what sims don't have horns? I guess ACC maybe? LMU? Race Room? Maybe? I don't know. LMU doesn't. Shame. See, people ask me... there we go. I now have the perfect reason. People ask me all the time, why haven't I bought LMU? There you go. No horn button. Gran Turismo, yeah, I guess Gran Turismo doesn't. But then there's a separate argument if you could make if you want to actually classify that as a sim or not. iRacing, yeah, no, iRacing doesn't have it. Fake sim. Fake sim. I forgot all about that, yeah, it doesn't. At least I don't think. Otherwise, I totally would have used it. So I know AC obviously does. Live for Speed does. R Factor 2 does. Because the big red button on my steering, or not on my steering wheel, the big red button on my button box is reserved for the horn. It's reserved. I actually did have it set as the engine cutoff in some sims, but then I realized that was a dangerous prospect. So, horn button. Big shiny red, can't miss it. Ugh, that was a bit of a disaster, though. Yeah, it was especially having that button be the engine shut off. That was especially a disaster in Lift for Speed when driving the BMW Sauber Formula 1 car and a couple other similar cars. Because the BMW Sauber Formula 1 car, it doesn't have a starter motor, so you turn that engine off, it's not coming back on again. You kind of just sit there and question your life choices. As you've gone to press the big funny red button. And you've now just shut the car off. The rally games probably also don't have it, yeah. Not even RBR. See? The truest of rally sims. Actually a false. False this whole time. No horn button. But yeah, as we run down this replay of hopefully not just my awfulness. Don't forget there's a poll at the top of the chat. We have the 2 potential replacement options for this series. This 911 GT1-98 series. The replacement for those for next season. We have the more crazy, outlandish option of the BMW M235i on a bunch of short / intermediate ovals. Well, one intermediate oval, but short ovals about like 1 mile to 1.5 to 1 mile in length of a variety of shapes and sizes. Oh, this is pretty good here. Surprised this worked out, actually. I think Terra got on the curb. Yeah, you got a pretty bad run. Around the outside. Nice sweep. Yeah, Miko got a crazy start, though. All the way past those guys. But on the flip side, we have a more safe option with the Cayman GT4 UK series, which is with some creative liberties, sort of based on the BTCC support race that they do. We obviously are missing some UK tracks in the SRS pool, so chop and change a bit here and there. Yeah, it wasn't too bad of a start for me, but I was just struggling for confidence or grip in the early phases. Yeah, and I fucked up this last corner. So Miko through easy. Easy, easy. No speed. Look at that. He didn't really clear me into turn 1 though, which was kind of a problem. Yeah, turn in, he was still kind of there. And that got me all ship-shape onto the curb, which fucked me even more. Which allowed Pero to swoop in. Not quite enough to get me though. So I was like, fuck it, worked last time, we'll do it again. Around the outside. I actually gave him too much space there. But beat him off the corner because he got a bit wobbly again. He eventually conceded. But it would all be for naught because I am terrible. Is it the slap? Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, I just lost the rear under braking on the curb and that spat me out wide. I was a little bit, maybe a little bit sus on my rejoin. But I figured it would be okay, and I was. Then jumped out the way of Robert and Mattia because I was way slower than them. Where did I spin again? Oh, yep, last corner again. Yeah, big old spin. I just lost so much time. Jump up to the front. See how things are going from Miko's point of view. He got a great start past those guys. Got a freebie from me choking away any semblance of a good result. Well, I guess not quite a freebie. He did kind of have to work for that one a little bit. Yeah, Phil went way out here. I don't really know how he managed that. Let's see. What did he do? He snagged that curb wrong and then snapped out onto the grass. Oof. Good recovery, though. But yeah, that did cost him. So I'll separate into 2 groups at this point. Soon to be 3 with me dying like an idiot. Yep, there I go. Not quite dead yet, but soon to be. Miko have a great run on Phil. Oh, and he outbraked himself, which allowed Miko through. Oh, unlucky. I think Phil had great speed, but he seemed to be struggling. Because, yeah, that's... I mean, he ended up just ahead of me. Let's see. Oh, he's two at the front actually fighting. Didn't see that. Miko had a pretty good run on Yari there, but he couldn't quite make it work. He got side by side, but couldn't quite get alongside of the apex note to concede on the exit. Oh. Oh no, wait, yeah, we're watching from Phil's on board. Just the two are breaking away a bit. Let's see. Oh, lines him up on the outside. He gets it done. Nicely done. Guess that's probably it for the lead unless Yari challenges him back. I want to see what happened with old Phil. He dropped way off. What's happened? Oh, there we go. Oh, I just, again, same as that turn one sort of grass cutting he did. Just getting a wheel, just the outer edge of that wheel onto that yellow curb, like sausage curb. It's lethal. You kind of want to just go, if you're going to hit it, you kind of just want to go straight over it. Because, yeah, touching it like that or straddling it kind of just hurt you more than anything. Ah. It's unlucky. See, does Mattia go anywhere? He's kind of stuck at the back here. Of this main group. Does he get past Robert? Oh, he did. Ooh. He gets close. Kind of runs out of road there to make it happen on the inside. Tries on the outside. Rebecca's a little deep, and oh, Matthias trying. But he runs into the dirt a little bit. I don't like on the inside. Showing less steering angle than it was actually when I was originally looking on the outside. But that put him back. He had to try again. He actually dropped off more than anything. It was like Robert and Taro more likely to have the battle towards the end here. Guess he lines him up down here. Ooh. Not quite. Oh. Yeah, he got a lot out of shape there. So did Robert a bit. Seems like he just about holds off. Tia also caught up again with those two fighting. Wasn't enough. Pretty good stuff, though. Pretty good stuff. Let me go and dig up the old results. Don't forget, as well, there is the poll in the chat. If you look at the top of the chat, there is the poll. This poll is for the next series that we will be doing to replace the... to replace this series just done. The next series, there will be something different, which I will announce later. But for the 911, this will be what we will be replacing it with. We got a more crazy option, and we got a more safe option. I think both could be good fun. But yeah, ultimately it's down to you guys, what you would prefer. I'm not gonna go completely to the moon crazy, unless I have the backing of you guys, because, well, there's no real point of doing anything if nobody's gonna show up for it. So cool. Overall results though, Miko takes the win over Yari, Taro. Finish 1-2-3 with the two Brits last and second last. No incident points, but obviously a couple of thrills and spills. Mattia and Robert in 4th and 5th, respectively as well. Round off the grid. Pretty close pace-wise from everyone, though. 27, 27, a load of 27s, a couple of low 128s. Yeah, high 127s, low 128s seem to be the average pace across everyone, so that's very close. And then Miko just doing Miko things with a 26-8 over basically a second faster than everyone else. Grid positions, though. Of course, Miko biggest winner. Phil, unfortunately, the biggest loser from 1st down to 6th. With Miko going from 7th through to 1st. Most of that was done in the first couple of laps, which was pretty crazy. Made some really good moves. Get where I needed to be. Yeah, pretty stagnant from the middle group. They didn't really change much after lap 3 until obviously Phil had his unfortunate incident. Those two largely stayed the same all the way until the end. Yeah, a bit mishmash. Let's see how the championship wraps up. So Miko wins over Yari in 2nd, myself in 3rd, quite a ways back, but I did beat out Robert for 4th. Mattia and Phil coming in with the best of the rest. Well, Phil and Jin in the 4-round competitors have Phil comfortably winning that. But yeah, that wasn't too bad. I definitely peaked in the first 2 rounds and then fell off throughout the remainder of this series. The pace was there, I just didn't have the confidence in the car, I think, to really keep it going. And I think my confidence only really degraded throughout the season. Yeah, I mean, look at that difference in the sum of places. 12, 17, then 29. Pretty big jump. But now... Ooh, time for the main event. I don't know if this is going to be set up the way I was hoping it would be. We'll have to see. But this is going to be very interesting regardless, because, wow. It's a Citroen 2CV at the Nordschleife. Okay, let's get that up. We're not even going to be able to do a lap before we run out of time, but that's okay. Get some practice in, at least, of how the car's going to be. What? No, we ran pretty well at Poe, and I think Poe is largely just the same setup we've been running for most of the season. So I'm just going to take that and depart on our leisurely drive through the German hills. One is furthest up the road where the time runs out and gets the pole. That's what you wish. We're going through the improved Nürburgring GP layout to start off with, as in the sense that we lump out half of it. Wait, have I picked the wrong track? I think I've picked the wrong layout for practice here. Hang on. Am I going crazy? I apparently am. Okay. I'm going crazy. I could have sworn this was the layout that bypassed the Mercedes arena. It's not. And there isn't one in AC that does that by the looks of things. So I think I'm going mad. We still have to do the worst part of the Nürburgring, but at least we don't have to do the full track. But we're gonna have to pit, so I figured it'd be better to have the the bigger track for the more convenient pit lane. Only the toughest driving right now. I need, like, immense focus and concentration to keep this car on the road. I totally am not saying anything because I just don't have anything interesting to say. But again, gonna keep reminding, voting the poll. It's 50-50 at the moment. I need someone to be a tiebreaker. It's not painting a great picture though at the moment. I was kind of hoping there'd be a big skew one way or the other, but at the moment it's... one's gotten the advantage. Well, it seems like the Oval Series has gained the advantage, and then someone has immediately countered it to bring it 50-50 with the Caymans. And there's just been this, like, snail race. Of course, I'm okay with either. Otherwise, I wouldn't have suggested them. But, yes, I would. Is this cut track? No. I don't think it really gains you much of an advantage, but... extra track width, I guess. Also go out here. Oh, you can see the Ferris wheel from here. Never really noticed that. Ooh, flat through here. Crazy speed. Never seen speed like it. Oh no, too fast. Ow. You would have guessed these tires run out of grip eventually. Especially these little... You can't really see them because they're so low. These little bicycle tires. Will I at least make it to, like... Might at least make it to, Foxhole before, we get the buzzer. I think I worked it out. It's about 13, 14 minutes for a lap. Or 14, maybe 13 minutes for a lap. Of course, I am no Nordschleifer expert. And the AI around here are pretty useless. In the 2CV, especially. So, I was doing, like, low 14s, so I think maybe some, like, experts could get it down into the, Okay, I didn't really do anything there. Get it down into the, 13-minute mark. That's maybe not a 13 flat, but somewhere around that mark. Or somewhere in the 13s, so probably like a 1350, 1340, maybe a 1330 at a push. Mothering the curves through here. Oh, come on. Rolling. It's a very casual drive, though, on your own. Slight problem for me, though, is still that it's front-wheel drive, so I can't just zone out. Otherwise, I will crash into a wall. Because when I start zoning out and driving, my brain just goes, ooh, rear-wheel drive. So I think, for the sake of everyone on the roads in real life, I think it is good that I have upgraded myself into a rear-wheel drive car. It's like, for most people, that's usually a bad thing. It's like, ooh, you're going to a rear-wheel drive. You gotta be careful. But for me, I think it's actually a positive. Oh, no. Ow. Otherwise, stuff like that happens. You drive the race in reverse. You know what? Ouch. Ah! Doesn't like going in reverse, it seems. How much speed can we even get in reverse gear? I've gotten the server ping, but... Ooh. 21 mile an hour. Steering also becomes really light. Lighter than it already is, should I say. It's pretty light, as it is, but with going backwards, it basically goes limp.
Skin upload failed. Your skin is larger than 10 megabytes.
Dang. this boss man. Up we go. I haven't actually checked what the format is here. We're not really going to get very far, actually, so I guess there's probably not a whole great deal of point in driving at the moment. I do want to check, though. It's still the same. No. I was hoping maybe for a little different, but... it didn't work out. So you're supposed to drive this car, right? Oh, that didn't work. So, but maybe it would hook up a grip, but I didn't want to. I have no idea how this is going to go as well. This race might not even finish. There's a small possibility that the server just ends itself before we cross the finish line. In the case that it does do that, it'll be hilarious. But at the same time, it will also be a waste of 20 minutes of our life. We're not going to finish the lap, but might as well go on out. Get a bit of driving under our belt. I'm kind of squeezing Yari on the pegs. I didn't mean to. Ah, well, we're not finishing this lap, but if we were, I've just fucked myself. With that cut detected. I would like to definitely want to query the boss man at some point as to how these series are put together on the back end with like the automation and stuff, because if I understand how that all works, I think it'll help give me a better idea as to what we can and can't do for future series, and maybe allow me to start getting a little more creative in some cases. I don't know. I don't know how he set it up and how it works and all that lot. He does seem to be quite busy lately, though, so I don't know. I guess with like Project Motor Racing gearing up and all that stuff. Oh, cool chat through there. Oh, I went for a fifth gear. There is none. Oh, Phil's got into the wall. I'm about to follow him. Most legitimate overtake, right? Crash into the wall to pass. I shouldn't have taken so much curb there. It kind of curtailed my braking. Gary's just carrying more speed than I am for a lot of this. Which is interesting. I don't know if there's any like fancy setup tricks that I'm missing. Or just slipstream, I don't know. Oh, he's clutching. I don't know if clutching in really gives you much of a benefit there. I want to try something really stupid coming through here though. Hopefully I can stay close enough to him to make it happen. Oh, I might be a little... Oh no, no, no. Oh, he's rubber banding a bit away from me. No. So, but I could be closer. This feels so strange. Slipstreaming with no throttle application. Need to... dear. I guess yeah. Once we're done with these races, I can talk through all of the future series. This is obviously the replacement for this, and then talk through both the potential candidates, hopefully to kind of get a more conclusive vote. Oh, Phil's gone. This is gonna be carnage. Oh yeah, Harry's taking the lead of the group. I can't make this corner. Oh, Phil's the same. Well, you know, if we're keeping these current positions, then I'm on pole, which is bad because that means I can only go backwards. But we'll see. Again, I have no idea if this race is actually gonna finish or even count, so we'll have to see. Oh, fuck. Ow. You know what? I'm gonna take this opportunity to go and use El Restroom. So I'll leave you with spectating, and I will quickly be right back. Just give me 2 seconds. Whew, okay. Back in good time. A little over 30 seconds now before we venture into the great unknown. Okay. I don't want to make any... No, I'm gonna take a gamble on raising the front end up just a little bit. Okay, I'm starting mid-pack. Okay, that's not too bad.
Skins unavailable. Carry on.
Thank you very much, boss man. Guessing this is probably organize the field by registration order, I'm guessing. I'm not really sure. I got a terrible start. Go coming in with a little push. Ooh, nearly straight into the back of Yari. Nico already into the lead. Oh, Rob's gone real deep. Gone a little too slow, I think. I let the revs drop too much. Berg. Oh my god, they're 3 wide ahead. Oh, they're colliding a little bit. Wonky hitboxes and all. Oh, I'm on the grass almost. I slid in a bit too much for the corner. Nico is streaking away. Phil really wants that inside line from me. And he's gonna get it, because I am off into the gravel. Bollocks. That actually might be me down into last place. See what Hannah's gonna do here. Or in with the push. Nice one. But we are still a ways behind. However, well, we haven't reached the real source of this race yet, so... Full flat through there, just a couple of lifts. That was a bit risky, but it was worth it. Ooh, getting really close to Batia here. Here we go. Into unknown territory. Well, I'd say unknown, but... into the woods we go. Taking more care to actually break through here. Rob's gone deep. He's in the wall. But actually, he's going to stay ahead, I think. Yeah, just about. Going to stack us up a bit. But he does stay ahead. Bill is going to challenge him. Mattia getting a bit ship shape. Can we go 2x2? It's be more beneficial here to try and follow Mattia through. Is Rob going to try and cut in? He's not. Yeah, but this isn't going to work out really in either of ours' favour. Should back off a little bit. I tried lifting. It's not really doing much. Come on. There we go. What I need through here is to try and link up with Rob. It's not... Doesn't really work out too much though. It's struggling to let him past. But maybe we can devise my crazy scheme out of here. Not sure. No, because I'm going to get a terrible run on the exit. Oh, but Rob got a bad shift. I'll try and hit him dead square. Bob drafting with... Oh. I don't think he knows. Rob does not know the strategy. he was on the gear the whole time. I might have knocked him into over-revving a bit. He's gone real deep here. Pull the old switcheroo out. Still holding on. I might have just pulled ahead though. Yep. There we go. He's gonna have a great slipstream down here. Okay, decent chunk more speed than me out of here. Oh no! It's gone into the wall. I was being very cautious there. Laps remaining 0 laps apparently on this race. That being said, I think that's more because there's just no data for it to go off of. I was unlucky for Rob. Oh, I'm gonna... Ooh, I just missed it. Haha. Time to work on trying to catch Mattia and Phil. But yeah, those two might... Mattia is probably going to work with Phil. He is behind. Just going to hurt me. Especially up here, as this is largely uphill. He's probably going to be giving him a nice push up the hill. Oh, that was kind of rough. Oh, heading in the wall back there. Unlucky, Hanu must have run into some trouble as well because he's quite far back. Off gear. I've used 8.5 liters of fuel already. These two just pushing each other away. working really well. I've actually pulled a couple of temps. I don't know if Henning and Rob are doing the same. Doesn't seem like they are. Henning sprung ahead of Rob. He's got quite a nice run, obviously, going. Pretty tight group going up ahead, though. Carousel. I think we can hook the carousel in this thing. We'll find out. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be able to. Yeah, there you go. I don't know if that was any quicker or not. Didn't really feel it. Yeah, those four are quite tight up ahead. Mattia, Phil, Yari, and Robert. They can close up maybe in that group a little bit, but they might start. I think they are likely going to keep working together. So we are down into under half of our tank remaining. Maybe could have shifted down there, but I didn't. Oh, yellow flag. Someone's bit the grass, I think. Oh, it's Mattia. He's on the wall. Oh, he's way out of shape. Oh, I'm on the grass a bit. I didn't really know where he was going. I just took a crazy guess. I don't think I've done a more ridiculous overtake in a while. We got the place, though. We do now have a help down the Duttinger Hoa, which I think will be good. Just hopefully we can stay relatively close. Instead, we are going so slow around here, I'm kind of losing my place as to where we are. Ah, okay, we're here. Okay. Curb. And get around here, I'm braking. I should have stayed in fourth. Oh, bonk. Oh, too much speed. Yeah, Mattia is intentionally staying behind. Because he knows that we're not really going to gain anything by spreading out, especially coming down to here. Get him hooked up. I think we're hooked. Here we go. Whoop, not quite. A bit better up the hill. Ugh. Oh, and we got a big bounce there. That's dropped him off quite badly. trim off the throttle a bit, let him get back in the slipstream. Well, actually, I guess we're pitting up here anyways, so... We used about 15, so I think if we put in... I'm putting 12 liters just to be safe. I think 11 should get us to the end, but... Okay. She's down to 4.4. It's maybe 13. Do 13. I missed my box, no! Fuck. That bumpy pit lane kills me. Yeah, he's gone already. It's telling me I need 4.5 liters, but I'm pretty certain that's just wrong. Uh-oh. Now the big question is, though, will we even get to finish this lap? I don't know. I don't know what the server's gonna do. This is where Matthias probably going to realize that he'd be faster on his own. Refused to give me any help. I don't blame him. I've been really bad this season in these cars. It's funny how much, because the cars are so much slower, the gaps seem gaps seem a lot smaller than they actually are. It's telling me they're like 12 seconds ahead, but I could see them going into this chicane. But then you have to think that it actually just takes so long to reach this chicane. I'm all over these bloody cabs. Oh, I think Mattia was as well. Back at him, you've missed it all. It's not a massive amount has happened, to be honest. At least from my end. Cool for a guy who used to have a MATLAB OS. Fair enough. I'm a complete dunce, though, because I came into the pits ahead of Mattia, admittedly because he kind of held back so we could get a good slipstream down the straight, and I've come out 4.5 seconds behind him, because I definitely didn't miss my pit box. missed my pick on the stream. Nope, never, ever, ever. Lucky for you, I don't have the time to go back and check every single live stream where you've done a pit stop. Therefore, I have no proof to refute your claim. Oh, speaking of proof, a really funny thing happened recently. So, I don't think it's been widely publicized much, but Bungie got sued. That's why I'm banking on that's the statement. But yeah, Bungie got sued because some guy claimed that the Destiny 2 campaign, the like original campaign for Destiny 2, was infringed on his copyright because it used it was a bit too similar. A lot of characters and places were apparently very, very similar to what, and themes are similar to what he had done. The lawsuit kind of seems like the guy's reaching a bit. I haven't looked too deeply into the lawsuit itself, but the guy seems like he's reaching a bit, you know, one of these like nonsensical copyright lawsuits that people throw out every now and then. But the part that's really funny about it is that the campaign that they're being sued for, Bungie deleted from the game. It's not available anymore in Destiny 2. You can't play it. It's not available. They've archived it. It's not updated at all. And so, they had to present evidence, obviously, of the game to prove that there was no copyright infringement. So, they obviously... However, the big problem they ran into is that the old code that they apparently still have, which I guess is better than just deleting it entirely, but they effectively might as well have deleted it entirely because they claimed that that portion of the game, because they've updated the game so much since deleting it, it's not compatible with the game anymore, and the amount of work that they'd have to do to bring it back into the game was just too much. Okay, so the time has ticked over. Leaders on final lap. Can we make it? That's the big question. Yeah, however, so they still had to provide evidence. Because you say convenient, but this is actually very inconvenient for them because, well, they can't produce any. And the court isn't gonna take, trust me, bro, when you're the defendant. So, their amazing strategy was to take content from content creators like YouTube videos, live streams, and the likes, and whatnot, and use those as evidence. But the court ruled that those weren't sufficient. Because they claimed that it had to be their own sort of evidence, which they could not provide. Which means that they... I don't know what that is gonna... how much that's gonna shape the lawsuit, but this is really funny because it's a huge L for Bungie, regardless. If they win the lawsuit or not, still, it's a huge L because they look like complete idiots. And even bigger if they lose because of it. But in a way, it's kind of a it's a very small win for game preservation, I think, personally. Because, you know, they did something that I think, personally, is kind of anti-consumer, which is just removing a whole section of the game for no real good reason. I think the game was getting too big or something, so they decided to remove it. That was their, like, logic or whatever, but I don't buy that. You know. Quick, someone sue Ubisoft for copyrighting the crew. And magically the crew servers come back online. But it's kind of come back to bite them in the ass that this code... Because you see, the difference here is that, like, Ubisoft could just turn on the crew servers again. Assuming they still have the code, which they probably do. I won't assume they would have discarded it that quickly. They could just turn the servers on again. And bish bash bosh, jobs are good, and download a retail copy of the crew. Bam. There you go. There's the game. But Bungie, they'd thrown that code to the side and let it get into such a state of disrepair that it was literally useless within the current game. And so, I think that's gonna maybe make them think twice about doing the same in the future. And maybe, just maybe, might encourage others to do similar. I highly doubt it, but that's what I said. It's a very, very, very small win for game preservation. Because, you know, company that has done a bad thing against game preservation got bit in the ass because they did a bad thing. I've had too many stories of groups, though it may be poof knowing Ubisoft. Yeah. That being said, there is still the infamous story of the lost Saints Row 2 PC source code. So... you know, while the patch may have, you know, died with volition, unfortunately, you know, the story of them getting it back still kind of, you know, at least still happened. So basically, Saints Row 2 obviously got a PC port. This PC port was handled by CD Projekt Black, and as you might know, is infamous for being absolutely shit. It's a terrible PC port, runs like garbage, crashes all the time. And the community has tried desperately to try and, like, cobble something together that makes it work better. And one of the main guys behind that was actually eventually able to land a job at Volition as the community manager. And one of his ulterior motives when joining, I say that like it's a bad thing, but it was a good thing, was that he wanted to see if he could levy his position within the company and his, you know, goodwill with the community to try and get the Saints Row 2 PC source code and make an official patch for the game. And he was fully willing to do it on his own back, do it all himself, you know, in his free time if he had to, because he was just that passionate about getting it done. And so he went to Volition, and they were like, yeah, about that, we don't have it. We kind of lost it. And, to his credit, man buckled down, and he refused to give up, and he found that eventually that CD Projekt still had it after all these years. They still had their own copy, and so they were able to ship the hard drive with the source code on it to America so that Volition could have it back and begin work on the PC patch. They did like a full, like, they used to do like these pretty good, like, sort of behind the scenes, like, talks, where they got like a bunch of developers and like team members on the sofa and they just talk about shit. They'd sometimes go through like old like demo builds and cancelled stuff, but they did like a whole one on that Saints Row 2, getting the Saints Row 2 code, and it was pretty crazy stuff. Okay, we are gonna get to finish. It's good. There we go. Way. finished over a litre, almost 2 litres to spare. But yeah, that was kind of that story. Basically, everything from there kind of went downhill, though, which is kind of sad. But yeah, that's kind of a different story in of itself, really. Tell us another story. Tell you the one about how I sucked. What was the war like? The war against front-wheel drive is still ongoing. I lost 6 critical battles to prove that I could tame it. Phil got a great start. No, actually, do I have it in my playlist? Did I take it out? Oh, I think I took it out. Shucks. Back when SimRacing games could be bought for 2 shillings, yeah. And they started getting too expensive. And I was like, nah. Pretty close stuff at the beginning here. Did it all kind of triple over each other. Didn't quite remember all the corners I'd robbed the guy made start second lap. He went off, I went off. There we go. Oh wait, hang on, I want to play the whole thing. But yeah, no, definitely. I think there was definitely some degree of following. If somebody, I think I might have avoided incident. I don't know. Yeah, sort of got ahead of Phil here. And then went way wide just into the kiddie a little bit, which sunk me. Henry came over a nice little bump. I absolutely just hammered it through here. Hell or high water. It worked. Got me pretty close up to these guys. I nearly crashed into Mattia here, I think. Yeah, that wasn't too bad, actually. Measured that just about right. There's the 3-3s method. We put for the corners after the first carousel. 3-3s or tree trees? I'm sorry, that was a low bar. There's a lot of trees here. Sadly, you can't hit any of them. Yeah, Rob went off here. But he kept the place. Crazy stuff. Bounced off the wall. But the walls are really close here, so you can kind of bounce off them. I actually did that in qualifying. I already told them as I wrote it, yeah. Phil went off here in qualified, and I went off too. But I, like, bounced off. I kind of did what Rob did, but I bounced off the wall and went around Phil. I actually overtook someone by doing that. 3x3 small forest. Yeah, tree by tree, yeah. Oh yeah, they both got a bit ship there, Rob and Mattia. I was like, oh, I'll slipstream Rob a bit here. Then I was like, oh, maybe it'd be better off following these 3. Well, these 3? These 2, as they push through. keep saying 3, so I got it stuck in my head. Is 2 trees the forest? Good question. They're 2 really big trees, maybe. Yeah, Rob got ahead of me there. I don't think Rob knew about the clutch in down Foxhole, though. Because if you didn't know, down here, if you clutch in, you actually go faster. Because otherwise you hit the gearing. 2 trees equals 60. Yeah, so here I jump onto the clutch. I don't think Rob did, though. I might have pushed him into over-revving a bit here, because you can hear his engine still going. I think he fumbles here. Yeah, he goes way wide. I'm like, alright. Get him all sized up and take him on the outside, but it's so slow getting runs in this thing. He actually was able to challenge into here. Clutch hacks, but I did clutch too. Oh, there you go, up into the grass. Oh no. Advanced smash on you. It got him there, and then I don't know what happened. I think it was here. Did I brake early for him? I don't know. I don't know if I spooked him or not. No, he's pretty out of it. Oh, I think he just got it wrong. He got on that curb and then straight into the wall. And I nearly crashed here. I want to see how close I was to the wall. Keep in mind, this car has a wonky hitbox. Ooh. So the hitbox on this car is actually a bit wider than the car itself. So there's like that much space, but I think in reality there's about half of that. Ooh. I was really close to the wall there. That was something. I think got a great run on Rob here. I don't know what he did or what Rob messed up, but oh, he got on the. Oh no, they both got on the curb there. Maybe on the gear change. Did Rob get a bad gear change? Oh, I think he just stayed in. Well, he just stayed in third. I don't know. He got fourth there. But maybe he stayed in fourth for long enough to lose that momentum. He dropped. Oh, he dropped the third really early. Oh, that's what had done him. Yeah, look at that. Drops the third like here, and that gives Henning such a big moment. Big. Bleh, I can't English anymore. Gives him so much more momentum, and he can just whoosh. I think Rob had a bad pit stop behind Rob and Henning, but I caught Rob at the pit stop. Maybe he might have opted to have filled the tank. Yeah, these two are pushing like crazy. I'm not surprised. Makes sense. This is like basically all uphill, so they caught up pretty nicely. Don't know what happened to Mattia up here though. He ate shit because I caught up to him and actually passed him. A bit of a sketchy overtake, but we'll see that in a minute. Curb. That's fine. Why did he die then? Oh, here. He was like eating the barrier when I came through. Oh, he's gone too deep here. He's gonna go into this wall. Yep, but he's gonna keep his foot in it. Oh, then he starts losing it. Oh, oh, he was actually backwards when I saw him. All right. Yeah, this was a little bit sketch. I got a bit wide here too. I don't really know where he was going, so I was like, through the inside. Oh, you ran out of fuel. Oh no. Absolutely just slingshot it through. I don't know if much really happened leading out. I was mostly just holding up Bertier as he held back. Miko had pulled far ahead by this point, though. He was gone. We actually caught up quite nicely down this straight, though. I don't think we quite got hooked up as well as I would have wanted, but, oh, shit. But it did work, largely. And, I was lifting off, actually, a bit. Because, to try and make us, like, actually connect. In actual NASCAR, they often... Yeah, then that happened, which was kind of weird. I think I was full throttle here. But he just kind of pinged. And that absolutely catapulted me. In hindsight, I should have just kept going. I did back off a little bit and let him back into the slipstream. But I was like, wait, I'm pitting. Well, we're both pitting right now, so, like... I've actually just thrown him a massive bone here. From an even bigger one by, not breaking enough of my pit box. Yeah, there's that huge bump. Holy shit, look at that. Big downhill drop. Right before my box. So I missed it and had to reverse back. Yeah, this pit lane is, like, so rough for, like, no reason. Oh, yeah, look, he's coasting. Oh, no. That's unlucky. At least you made it to the box. I'm guessing you short fuel for the first lap, then? Because I ran a full tank and then just put in, like, I think it was, like, 12 liters at the pit stop. Actually, no, I think it was 13 I put in the end. And I had about 2 left when I got to the end. I don't think anything really happened for me this lap. It was largely just driving around. I did absolutely, like, muller it up here. Yeah, I was like, fuck it, I'm going for it again. And I got the line absolutely wrong, so... Mattia didn't get it. Oh, there goes the bollard. Look at it, spin away. That looks kind of broken. Mattia was way up at the grass as well, yeah. Oh, he did the same. Too much speed in. Oh, into that curb. Yeah, it makes mine look good, actually. And Miko had a massive lead on everyone else. I don't know if anything really... Oh, Phil didn't know about the clutch trick. Did Robert? Okay, he did. Phil didn't. Ooh. Of course, Mattia did, because he told me last week. I already knew, but he did tell me last week. I knew, obviously. Henning... Oh, did Henning go off? Oh, he did. A little bit of kitty litter. Oops. Does Henning know the trick? He does not. Rob didn't either. I'm surprised, actually. No, Henry definitely did. On the brakes! You needed to keep your tour guide ahead. I'll be honest, on the first lap at least, I forgot where I was. Oh, yeah, there you go, both of you into the wall. Because yeah, we were going so slow around the track that I was like, I feel like we've done more of the lap than we have. I'm like, oh no, wait, no, we actually haven't. Oh wait, is Yari? Oh no, Yari was behind, right? Yari got ahead. Oh, Robert went off. And that allowed Yari to come steaming in. Oh, a little bit of contact. It's going to put Robert in the wall, isn't it? Yep. he actually... I guess the wall has a funny hitbox, because he's sunk into the wall a little bit, actually. It might just also be netcode, I don't know. He stayed ahead, though. I think Yari backed out. Oh, but Yari got him back here. Unless he lift... No, he just got a bad run. Oh, he was in 4th gear. Yeah, that Yari threw pretty easily. He tried slipstreaming, but... ended up only really giving Yari a boost. It's unlucky. Does he catch back up? Oh, he does, kinda. Enough to make a move? Maybe. Definitely. He's eyeing out. Give him a couple of pushes. Nice Phil. Phil Hank has dropped back a bit. Yes, yes. As she comes to a side-by-side duel. Thank you. Oh, Rebecca concedes a little bit. He's gonna be the crucial corners, though. He tries. I don't quite think he gets it done. He's gonna get slipstream, but it's not gonna be enough. Yeah, no. Not quite enough. Hanu caught up quite nicely to Henning, it seems, but I think also not quite enough. Yeah. They actually weren't too spread out, all things considered. Apart from Mika. Mika was like gone. I don't know why I've closed AC. Actually, I still got thing here, but it's good. Let me bring up the other results. Of course, again, don't forget poll in the top of the chat for the replacements for the Porsche next series. Just as I get up the results here. I will be going over the new series in a little bit once we go through these results here. Just if you want a bit more of an in-depth preview, obviously I will be delivering that. But yeah, we got the two series you can vote on. One's a bit more crazy, the other one's a bit more conservative. So choose wisely. Of course, Miko taking the win. Crazy speed. Yeah, over 10 seconds faster than the next fastest car. Yeah, then Yari, Robert, Phil, Mattia, myself, Henning, Hanu, and Rob. I actually finished with no incident points. Hell yeah. I was the only one apart from the top 2 to do that. Robert got 2, Phil got 1, Mattia got 3, Henning and Hanu got 4, and Rob got 7. Overall points, however, Miko takes a championship win. Ooh, Robert jumps. The position shot, yeah. It's kind of broken. Oh no! It's fucking hilarious. Because we only did 2 laps, it didn't... At least nobody is negative. It's true. I was like, oh, Robert beat Yari by 1 point. But then I was like, wait, hang on. I'm reading... I saw Robert won, and I was like, he didn't win. And I looked and it says 0. Oh, dear. It has registered Miko's win, actually. It's registered the podium places and all that. It hasn't counted the points. Yeah, it's all registered us for 6 races. just that the points didn't count. I think, all things considered, the only change that would happen on this board, I'm pretty certain, would be... yeah, the only position change would actually be Yari would steal second back from Robert. Or he would steal it off of Robert in the final round, because he did outscore him. He finished, what was that? He finished second, Robert finished third, which means that they pick up Tragic, yeah. That's fucking hilarious. But yeah, it doesn't affect the champion, and doesn't affect any of those numerical stats. They all still count. At least seemingly so. But that is pretty damn hilarious. Who had the worst incident average of the full-timers? Oh, it's me. Oh, pretty close though. Phil, myself, and Mattia. 3.7, 3.7, 3.8. Of course, not going to count the ones who only did a couple of races. Because obviously their data set is going to be more skewed. I mean, because I think I got like 11 incident points at Monaco or something stupid like that. Let me check actually. How many did I get at Monaco? I got 13 at Monaco, never mind. And I've been slowly chipping that down throughout the rest of the season. But yes, okay. Time to talk about next season, because this season is now Dunzo's. So, obviously, as you've seen, there is the poll in the top of chat. If you haven't, please go and look at it. It's the voting to replace the 911 GT1 series. And we have two options. One is a more safe choice. The other is a more crazy choice. And so I'm gonna just whip those up now. We can jump off talking about them a little bit more. Let's do a race. Yeah, 10 laps. What track would be a good pick? Let's see. Iowa, I guess. Empty opponents here, sure. Obviously, first we'll go for the Bimmer. Ooh, steering wheel's going a bit crazy. These will be the fixed setup series, so we won't have much choice over what we can change. But there are a few crucial things we can change on the BMW. Those being, we have two tire choices, mediums and the hards. I don't think tire wear is going to be a major factor, but tire temperatures will be. And the mediums will get hotter. They're obviously more grip. They will get hotter faster than the hards. Obviously, fuel, texture ABS, and brake power. We might get brake power. I'm not sure. This is one of the faster tracks I think we have. But the crazy idea kind of came to me. I was like, you know what? We have like enough mods now to cover shorter oval tracks, which I think is where AC is better on the oval side of things. And I was like, what car would work that's like kind of easy to pick up and use, but still kind of... Ooh, AI cut me off there. Still kind of has like a degree of dynamics, so you can't just like... Oh, the AI killing themselves up ahead. So you can't just like bum rush into every corner and just pin it flat and have the car stick. Or you're not having to slow to a crawl for every corner either. On the tracks that don't warrant it. And that kind of led me to this. Is this online? This isn't, no. The previous two races were. But this is just AI, just showing off for next seasons of online racing. But yeah, so this BMW, it's pretty nice and easy to handle. It's got nice grip, sequential gearbox and whatnot. But it doesn't have an infinite amount of grips. You do have to brake, you do have to be careful on the throttle, rolling it through these corners, which I think gives it that sort of dynamic that I want, or that I was personally looking for when looking for the cars for this. And especially a track here like Iowa, there's like a shitload of different ways you can run these corners. Because the AI murdered each other earlier, I've kind of spread the grid out a bit more. But I have tested this a bit, and you can get some pretty good racing going. You can even just run the high line here, carry more speed on the exit. Sort of deal. And all of the tracks are different, because we've got this, Iowa, we've got Martinsville, which is a lot flatter. I think the medium tires will probably work better at Martinsville. I haven't rigorously tested those, though. Bristol as well, which is even higher banking, but it's a lot tighter than this. A track called Ashenville, which is an old one, which is very narrow, which will be quite interesting. Does kind of change the dynamic a bit. But I was going to throw in Vallelunga short, just as a bit of a mix-up. It's close, I guess, but it's not. Obviously, it is still a road course. We're going to take this guy on the. Ooh, he is pretty banged up. And then I think the finale was going to be at Mountain Peak, which is a replica of Charlotte, which would be a flat-out track in these cars, just to give a little bit of difference at the end. All these other tracks obviously will require a degree of braking and lifting through the corners. Iowa's quite wide, so it doesn't need a lot. But tracks like Bristol, Martinsville, and Ashenville will definitely require more. Obviously, Vallelunga also. But you can see as well, those right side tires are getting pretty toasty. So if I was on the mediums now, I think I would be suffering a bit more. And the car doesn't turn as well as it used to. Again, tire wear I don't think will be much of a problem, but the tire temperatures definitely will, because you can see we're deviating from the kind of optimal PSI level. That will be something we will have to manage in the actual things. I'm surprised the grid is spread out so much, but yeah, I guess killing each other earlier didn't really help that. But yeah, I think this could be fun with an online grid of competitive people. Obviously does kind of demand close racing, but it hopefully should deliver close racing. That's kind of why I was very particular about the kind of car I wanted for this. But I also understand that it's not like everyone's cup of tea. That's why the vote is up, which has gone back to 50-50, which is really annoying. It's literally been snail crawling this whole evening. Yeah, we're just catching up to the pack as well as we hit the final lap. That's annoying. Could have actually started making some overtakes. This car does actually have 8 gears, but even on road courses, 7 and 8 are like completely useless. So even if you went to like Le Mans or something. Of course, the other series, pretty bog standard stuff. Right, some BMW, of course, is not going to give me a Porsche. I don't really know if I really need to show this, but might as well. Posterity's sake. Where is the Cayman GT4? I'm blind. Cayman GT4 Club Sport. There we go. You know, let's take it to Croft, because Croft is cool. Tone down the opponents and the amount of laps, because they take longer here. I also want to show the replacement for the 2 CVs. We're going in quite a different direction than the 2 CVs for that one. So, but of course, yeah, bog standard stuff. Again, fixed setup. It'll be like the Porsches were, and like I was saying the BMWs were. Of course, I'm in solo, so I don't have fixed setup on. But this, as I said, loosely based on the real life series that runs as a support to the British Touring Car Championship, with some creative liberties taken on some of the tracks, because we don't have suitable versions of all of the tracks. And I might change a couple just to make them more fun. I don't know exactly what this calendar is fully going to look like. I'm being risky here. Okay, that worked. Yeah, pretty standard stuff. I mean, it's the Cayman GT4. It handles alright. Pretty nice car. Mid-engine, not too much grip. But it's pretty easy. Quite nice to throw around. Not quite as nice as the GT3 Cup car, but it's just not too bad. A bunch of really fun British tracks. No bias. 50-50 vote. Now you have to run both at the same time. Yeah, I'll beg for a third series. And then have nobody turn up. Ooh. I ate too much curb there. I don't know what I was thinking. Of course, I forget Porsche has like the stiffest suspension known to man, so you really feel like every bump. Ooh. I got a better run than that. Yeah, I did though. Okay, that wasn't English what I said there, but there you go. I said default setup of the Cayman's really bouncy. Yeah, you have to take a screw down at Croft. It's the rules. Yeah, really slow. Through here. Ooh, he's braking. I bump. I'm quite liking this default setup. It's doing largely what I want it to do. Of course, we could play around with the traction control, anti-lock brakes, the brake bias as well. I think default is 67, I saw. Oh, you actually can't. Huh. You actually can't change the brake bias in the car. I thought you would be able to. But you cannot. Interesting to know. I think the default is really not too bad. Yeah, I break it at all the corners, but I don't have to. It's really giving me an advantage here. I guess one thing with the Oval Series as well is I might shorten the race length down to about 15 minutes or so. I'm not sure. I feel like 20 minutes might be a little long. But 2x10 also feels kind of weird. Bump. I might shrink the race down to like 15 minutes. I'm not fully sure on that. Might keep it 20. Might also just say fuck it, do 2x10. But who knows. Not fully decided on that, but I don't think I'm gonna quite get it. No, it's gonna just beat me. If I hadn't have messed up the hairpin on the first lap, I think I might have got that. I kill him though. Competition caution, yeah. Yeah, we're actually gonna run full NASCAR rules. So just dump someone a lap before the finish and we'll just overtime to oblivion. Also, we're going to split the race up into 3 stages. Because, why not? Okay, the final series, though. The main show. What was that track called? Crap. Italy. And it's an Italian track. There we go. Yeah, so now the main. Let you simmer on those 2. And think about those for a bit. Hopefully someone will break the tie as well. But for the main, we're actually going to pick up this bad boy. The Ferrari 599XX Evo. I love this car. Is actually quite interesting. We got 3 tires. We'll just keep it on the mediums. Direction control, not a crazy amount of setup changes. We can do a little bit here and there. You may notice is, despite having a hecking big wing, there's no actual aero changes. And I want you to keep a close eye on the cars around me, on their rear wings. And you'll notice something pretty interesting. Also, the brake lights are like down in the bumper for some reason. Oh, I've crashed. That's pretty nice and grippy though. But it does have a pretty interesting, pretty unique feature to it, I think. That I haven't really seen on any other car. In terms of the way in which it works. Some other cars do have similar features. It's not a revolutionary thing, but the way in which it's implemented here is... Oh, I've hit that curb. Okay, we're alive, we're alive. Did amazingly here, as you can tell. At the back. Oh, I've overcooked it. Hit the curb again. Oh, I've now murdered a lot of people. We're doing great. Probably should have picked the check that I'm more familiar at. I'll just pick the check because it looks cool. It's also Italian, so fits. If you didn't notice, if you look at the rear wing, this car actually has a kind of dynamic DRS sort of system, but it's not like button activated or anything, and there's no indication in the car that it's there either. It's just kind of there. But it's also tied to the pedal inputs. There's no funny pizzazz in the way that like a lot of other cars have. So like if you've driven the like P1 for example, the P1 will open its DRS automatically, but that will also close it basically as soon as you even dare turning the steering wheel. This car is funny because I can turn the wheel fully, mash the throttle, and the wing will come right open. Which means that you can... It sort of... Oh dear. Okay, I should probably restart this. Oh god. It means you can actually do some funny stuff with this, because the wing will just open when you sort of like accelerate. I don't really know what it's based on. But there's no filter to it. There's nothing to say that, oh no, you could kill yourself, I'm going to close the wing. Which does mean you can absolutely goose the throttle on corner exit and just... Okay, there's a car facing the wrong way. You love to see it. But you can see some of these corners I'm getting a bit of a slide on because I'm just hammering the throttle. Which I think makes this car kind of interesting. Oh, no. Okay, I'm trying to drive like an idiot here. Let me take it to a track that I actually know. I did test them at Riverside. They worked quite well there. I think Riverside is a track that will show it off quite well. Where's the, like, I want spike. It's like I can make a bit less of a tit of myself here. These parachutes to come out the fake headlights are better racing. Oh yeah, these headlights. Oh, they do work. Oh, I guess you mean the like fake brake lights on the back. Oh, the AI are all going off because they don't know how to drive this. Oh my god, they're everywhere. I should have maybe removed them. They're slowing down in a straight road. Fucking bastards. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm not doing much better even on a track I do know. I think I've used up all my racing energy for the night. I'm just trying too hard to show the wing dynamics off, but I'm just fucking myself over. I'm glad the AI just go ahead, kill themselves and each other. And then, ooh, why are they so slow? This was a mistake. Oh, crazy. Oh. Oh, we did it. We're free. That's all I want is freedom. Oh dear. I'll cook the rear tires like being an idiot though. It's kind of interesting because it's like one of the only examples I could think of like a modern track toy car that actually wants to oversteer. I can use the throttle through here. It just kind of opens up. Kind of glide through these S-bends. There are obviously some setup options you can tweak. I haven't really looked into them much, but there's some basic suspension alignment stuff that you can do, as well as like tire pressures, tire compounds, and the likes. Full throttled that like an idiot. And it worked. Car is both really controllable and quite feisty for a modern track toy. Even with the wing closed, it doesn't create a crazy amount of downforce. Yeah, spread on. I seem to kind of be on it a bit better with the speed. Never mind, I am like a second quicker than them. Still, despite driving like an idiot. Ooh, someone's broken the tie. BMW takes the lead, by only one vote though, which is... it's still too close to 50-50. Which is the kind of disconcerting thing. But honestly, the BMW's picked up more votes than I thought it would have. So, at least I'm happy about that. I ruined the car earlier. Look at that slide, full slide. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover. If anyone's got any thoughts or feelings they wanna throw down before I wrap things up, then now's your chance. I'm all ears. If you think I'm a complete idiot and I should change everything, then I've got time to do that. So. I don't mind. I'm just trying to do something a little bit different. A little bit against the grain of what we normally see. Not breaking like crazy boundaries, but, you know, just adding a little bit of spice into things. And I'll be honest, I don't think I've used this car for like anything. I just randomly picked it out, randomly started driving it. I was like, you know what, this actually drives kinda not like I'd expect. What are the other stuff as well? Kind of similar. But yeah, no, I'm all ears to any feedback, positive, negative, neutral, anything, you know, sound off. I'm all ears to what you may have to say. Because at the end of the day, obviously, it does come down to a collaboration between both of us, or all of us, really, to be able to put on something that's fun and worth doing. Because I could do whatever I want, but if nobody's gonna turn up, no point doing it. And I could also completely lean into what some people may want, but I might not find it fun as well. So, but I have largely just led from just doing whatever the fuck I want, and sometimes that's worked really well. Other times it has just crashed and burned. So I'm definitely trying to ramp up a little bit more community feedback. To get a better idea of the kind of things you guys want. Because it's like I've been trying to do more of lately. Especially as I've been trying to get ahead of the curve a little bit more with putting together these series, because for the past few series I've been kind of bad at doing that. I've just been doing it lastminute.com, cobbled some shit together. But now I'm trying to, be a bit further ahead, so that I actually have a bit more time to think things through. Guess whilst I do have something, I guess one final thing I guess I can show off that's really silly. It's going to take a bit of explaining as well as to how it all works. If I can find it, that is. Where do I have it? I can't find it. I'm going crazy. Where the fuck? Ah, here we go. Yes. Okay. Time for something really silly. So, what you see here is a pretty ordinary looking P45 Competizione. Right, that was it. Got that a bit wrong. When I start driving, you'll begin to notice that it is anything but standard. We're going on a full tank of fuel. That's all fine. So I had a bit of a fever dream idea based on something that I'd seen. Actually, I don't need that. That's the wrong one. There we go. And I wanted to test to see if this was possible in AC. And I'd stumbled into the concept of a EV that is actually supplemented supplemented battery-wise, as like a range extender, with a jet turbine engine, or like a gas turbine engine. And I was like, you know what, this is like stupid enough that it might actually be possible in AC. Especially knowing that obviously AC supports hybrids, and we did drive that gas turbine car. So, if I put the throttle in, we kick away with a largely electric motor. Ignore the noises. It's just boilerplate Audi R18 sound effects. I wanted to try and steal some sounds from a car that would give it more electronic-y and turbo sounds, because this car didn't have those. And I was... Well, this was just a silly hack-together thing, so... You can see I am burning through the hybrid and my fuel. If I put it into second gear, we're now not using the hybrid anymore. And we are just... We're not going anywhere. But like bring the car to a stop in second gear. And I put up, you see... We spool the turbos up, but we're not going. I put it back into first gear. Bam, we're away again. And if I turn the turbo down, you'll see the battery will start dropping way faster. Yeah, look at that, it's dropping like crazy. Because like I said, this is very hacked together, it's not optimized or anything. I just wanted to see if this idea was possible, and it kind of is. I turn the turbo back up, you see that number will start dropping a lot slower now. For the that, and I put it into second gear and disengage the hybrid. I can now go through the corner, rolling, but I can keep my foot on the throttle, which keeps the battery charge going. Put it back into first gear again. Of course, I'm absolutely like chewing through the fuel. But it does work. I'm essentially just using a giant turbo connected to an engine that makes 0 horsepower to funnel through an MGU-H to generate power for the hybrid that is actually powering the car. Like, if I run out of fuel, this car will still go. If I do that now, actually, if I go back to the... Gonna restart the session. We go and stick just like 30 litres of fuel in. Get that turbine spooled. Get it going. Of course, there are some limitations with the AC physics model, like the fuel consumption is directly tied to the RPM, which obviously is not tied to the turbine spinning speed, and is also kind of tied to the speed of the car as well. So, you know, the faster we go, the more fuel we're gonna burn through. Which, in actuality, if this was a real thing, it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense because, well, the turbine isn't powering the car at all. So it would be a consistent rate. That's probably the biggest flaw here, but it's not really something you could do anything about. Just the way how AC's math works for fuel. Oops. Of course, the AC doesn't really take, does the horn work? No, this car didn't have a horn. That doesn't have one still. I can't work miracles, unfortunately. This car was too far gone already. One funny thing, though, is that traction control actually doesn't really work for hybrid cars. So the well, it does work for like the ICE on hybrid, but it doesn't actually work for the hybrid power itself. So I actually had to make like a, I have like a raw mode which just gives like full power, and then a Oh, that's the wrong thing. I have a filtered mode, which kind of eases off on the power a bit at low and high speed to both sort of conserve battery a bit more and also to make the car a bit easier to control in general at low speed. If I put this now into second, let it fully charge back up, and yeah. It's really trippy to know that you can stay on the throttle fully whilst cornering. If I just let this thing burn through all its fuel. Let's jump it off. Oh, these front tires are so cold. Okay, so we're gonna run out of fuel here soon. Battery's at full charge. There you go. We're out. I put it now back into first gear. There we go. He's on the gear stick. Just now, though, we don't have any of the benefits of the turbine range extending us, so we're just gonna burn through this battery like crazy, because this thing burns through. It does burn through battery power like crazy. It's very not efficient. In real life, they probably have made this more efficient, but, my hack-together prototype, well, yeah. Of course, this could be, like, actually refined a lot more. Except this is just, like, incredibly hacky, like, I just fucked around and found out kind of deal. But I find it hilarious that it does, like, it actually kind of works. Like, there are a few funny limitations caused by AC's physics engine, and the fact that we're essentially cheating the system, but, you know, on a surface level, it is doing exactly what the kind of idea is. Has a big turbo that spins, or big turbine that spins really fast. Well, not so big turbine. That spins really fast, makes a lot of heat. That heat charges the battery. And keeps you going. I don't know how practical this will actually be when implemented, but I'd seen people toy around with the idea on real life cars. What car is it? I think it's the new Ariel. I forget what it's called. Ariel. I don't remember what it's called. Ariel. It's Ariel something. Dash? No, that's bicycle. I've seen a piece on this car. Oh, the Ariel Hypercar. Yes. But Hypercar spelt with an I. That's like Hypercar. But that was literally... It's literally what it is. Like if I... bring that up. There you go. You can see... It's like they're like, oh yeah, 1,000 horsepower, blah blah blah. You know, EV numbers. It looks really goofy as well. It's just like some error machine. But when you look at the back, I don't know why they're taking pictures of it at like a scrapyard. I've just noticed that. It's kind of funny. Out of all places to take a picture of your shiny new car, why at a scrapyard? But yeah, bam. Turbine. I don't know how big the turbine actually is, because that's all they're really showing. Oh, there we go. There's the turbine. Looks Mad Maxy. Yeah, it kind of does. But this is the gas turbine. And that feeds the battery. That's the battery pack, I'm guessing. Yeah, how well this actually works, I have no idea. But I thought it was a pretty interesting concept. And then I was like, ooh, maybe I could do this in AC. It's a very hacky prototype was born. Will I do anything more of it? Probably not. But it was cool to see that I could. But yeah, no, I think now I have actually like fully run out of content. I think I've given enough time for people to give feedback and put in their votes. So, of course, any last minute throwouts, be my guest. But otherwise, I think this will be it. I might poll the Discord server as well on this same thing. Just to kind of... I think because the poll is so close here. The BMW has won. And I think I will take that into consideration. But I think I might want to see if I can get a bit more of a longer-term poll running on the Discord. Longer term, I say in quotation marks, because they'll only be up for like a couple of days, obviously. But... yeah, just to give people a bit more time to think about it, maybe try some bits out and whatnot. I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah. Thanks everyone who showed up and chatted. Thanks everyone who showed up and raced. It was good fun as per usual, even if my performances were abysmal. Hopefully next season they'll get better. But yeah, look forward to seeing you on the new season. And, yeah, don't forget to keep it on the Discord if you're there. Links are in the description if you're not. I will be putting up this poll again. That's not to say the votes here are irrelevant. They will be factored in. But I just want to try and get some more opinions before I fully commit. Especially given that it's, like 5 to... I guess I'm 5 to 4 on this vote here. So, yeah. But that'll be all from me. So, yep. Adios.